Hey everyone, what's going on? It's your girl, Miss Little Call. I'm back. I did take a longer break than expected because I had to eat something. So I did say that I was going to return to give my thoughts on Dr. Oz's Pennsylvania Senate campaign. Now, that's the U.S. Senate, not the state Senate. And I put out the question of, do you think Dr. Oz is going to be elected? And I say yes. I believe that Dr. Oz is going to be elected to the to the United States Senate representing Pennsylvania. Now, yes, he hasn't lived in Pennsylvania for years. He just established residency with claiming someone else's home as residence. He is a doctor. He's a celebrity. He is a Republican. And the person who's retiring is a Republican. But that's not the reason why he's going to win. Oh, and also because he was connected to Oprah and that he's, rich and so forth. But that's not why he's going to win. I believe Dr. Oz is going to win simply because of his stance on the pandemic, the shutdown, quarantine efforts, and the mandates. And he's not a fan of the vaccine. I said vax. Dr. Oz has always endorsed homeopathic remedies and alternative medicine. He talked about things like plant-based diets when it wasn't popular. Now it's popular. When you go to the store, you can buy plant-based foods. You can go to the drugstores or to your superstores and get products for soap, lotion, shampoo that's plant-based. He was talking about that 15 years prior, even when he used to do guest spots on the Oprah Winfrey Show. People said he was a quack. I don't think Dr. Oz is a quack. I wasn't a fan of the show, but I always agreed with a lot of his stances when it came to alternative medicine because, let's be real, if you're from the South, if you're from the Caribbean, or if you have family from those places, you know that alternative medicine was always pushed. Yes, we would go to the doctor, but we would still be treated with herbal remedies. So let's not front and lie like we haven't. But the whole COVID thing, to me, is going to help him win because a lot of people feel the same way, even a lot of Democrats. You can't mandate something that's not working. Why is it that everyone got this booster, I'm calling it what it is, and yet and still people are getting sick? And you got people who don't have it that's not getting sick. But yet and still they keep pushing it and pushing and pushing it. And it has to do with simply this. The way this is being done is like a campaign. And if I am, let's say, if I'm doing sales, because this is real life sales. If I'm doing sales, right? Let's say I need a quota. I need to get such and such shoes. And the shoes, Louis Vuittons. No, Christian Louboutins. I need 10 red bottoms sold by the date of closing, okay? By the time we close the store for the day. If I get only 9, we haven't made our quota. But if I get 12, we made our quota. That's what they're doing with this thing. Because the reason why they're rushing it is in the clinical trials. But in order for it to be approved fully and go past the EUA, they have to push it and get everybody as much inoculated as possible. Now, the goal has always been 70% of Americans. It ain't 70% that's getting it. Because if 70% did get it, you wouldn't have to have mandated it. Because you're always going to have people that's not going to want it. That's just how life is. You're never going to have 100%. Because even when I went to school, you had people that didn't have the polio vax, the tetanus shots. I remember there was one girl that didn't get the measles. And I'll tell you something. I never had the measles in my life, and I got inoculated. But this girl, for far as I know, she's never gotten the measles either. But I never, ever, ever, ever really went close near her because I was like, nah. I was like, I don't know how the hell you skipped that one. And she was American. But for some reason, she said that her mother never had her get the measles, which I'm kind of shocked about. Then I know one person who didn't get tuberculosis. Then I know one person who didn't get anything. I still think it's weird, but here's my thing. It is what it is. They survived. But here's the point. The point I'm making is this. None of it was like, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. It wasn't that. This is done wrong, and Dr. Oz is seen as a medical doctor, and he's not like Rand Paul, who's an eye doctor. He's a cardiothoracic surgeon. He deals with the heart. He deals with the circulatory system. This was done horribly. And it was politicians at the forefront. And then you had Fauci, who's never practiced medicine a day in his life. He's never practiced medicine. He's just worked at the National Institute of Health, who's basically in charge. I feel that if Dr. Oz would have been put on a council, given that he's a Republican, he could have been, because we don't even know what Fauci is. I think Fauci is a Democrat. This man right here, I believe, would have solved COVID 1, 2, 3. And that's why he's running. And let me tell you something. There are many people that feel the same way. And it's from both parties. Like, listen, why are you forcing me to take something that's not protecting the protected? If the protected was protected, they wouldn't have to worry about the unprotected. They wouldn't. They wouldn't have to worry about them at all. And the reason why they call him a quack is because he's speaking the truth. You got the View that went at him, but 2 women had false positives. From my understanding, when you get a vax, the shit works. You don't get breakthrough cases. There are, even with the flu shot, there are rarities of getting a breakthrough of getting the flu. Think about when you got the polio vax, the measles, the mumps, the rubella, tuberculosis, tetanus. All them shots. Now the kids have the chickenpox shots. You don't even see cases of chickenpox anymore. It's rare because kids born in the 90s got the vax. Now, when I was coming up, there wasn't any vax. I ended up with the chickenpox. It wasn't a bad case. It was a mild case. And within 2 weeks, I was fine. No, was it 2 weeks? No, I got it that Friday, diagnosed that Saturday. I had a whole week. I returned to school that Tuesday. I had it for literally about, you could say, 9 or 10 days. But the point I'm making is, if me not having a vax for chickenpox, I came through with it. To this day, never had it. Why are people who have the 2 COVID shots and boosters at that aren't doing good? They end up in the hospital just like the unvaxxed. People got to wake up, because let me tell you something. They're going to make people still get this every year, just like the flu shot, because they're not lasting. So you could say what you want and how his feelings and how he wanted Oprah to distance himself from him, which was rightly so. But the one thing I will say about him, I do believe that he's right on the money when it comes to the COVID, the mandates, especially the mandates, because he's against the mandates. He's not feeling shot, even though in the beginning he did want people like Wendy to get inoculated. He wanted other people to get inoculated, and he could be pandering to a base. He may not be against the vax, but I do believe he is against the mandates. And the mandates is what's making people upset. And that's why I believe that he will be elected to the U.S. Senate. So it's your girl signing off. I did it under 10 minutes. Yay. Thank you for listening to this commentary, and I'll be back real soon because another story just popped up. Later.